Hello friends, we are at the exact same spot as my reading vlog, and to be honest, this is probably where every single one of my videos, if I keep doing videos, will be, because this is the best lighting you'll get because I'm literally in front of my window. I thought I would do a little reading vlog. I don't know if this is gonna be a day reading vlog just of today, or if I'm gonna do a few days, or if I'm gonna do a weekly reading vlog. We shall see where it goes. The title of this video will tell you, but I, as of right now, do not know. I started reading Once Upon a Broken Heart on my Kindle. I actually really wanted to read it physical. I wanted the physical book. I didn't realize that the cover that I wanted was the European cover. I wanted this cover, the cute like pink with like the soldiers cover, and this actually is the like UK European cover, and not that I hate, but like I just don't like the US cover. So I was like, you know what, since I don't like the US cover, I'm just gonna read it on my Kindle. So this is what I'm currently reading, and I'm actually really enjoying reading on my Kindle. This is something that I keep forgetting about, and that every time that I come back to my Kindle I realize is that I read so fast. I don't know if I read faster, but I definitely like read more for longer on my Kindle because I get less tired of looking at the page. I don't know if that makes sense, but I explained that in my House of Flame and Shadows, which I know looks disgusting. I think it's still up by the time I upload this video, but it was a very long vlog to edit because I vlogged for an entire week, and it was a lot. It's like almost 45-minute long, and I edited all of it on Premiere Pro, and I don't know what happened when I uploaded it to YouTube, but the video quality and the exposure of it freaked out, and it's so like the entire video was like unwatchable, like no one can watch it. That's why I haven't like really promoted it on my social media either, because it literally looks disgusting. But just FYI, I am gonna re-edit it, but it took me 4 hours to edit, so it's not a priority right now. It will be re-edited because I just love it. I think my reactions were crazy on that vlog. I explained in that video that when I read a physical book, I need to take a lot of small breaks. I read for like small period of times, and I take small breaks, and then I read, and then I take small breaks, and then I read. I don't know why, but when I read on my Kindle, I don't need those little breaks. I don't know if it's because like I don't feel how thick the book is, or if I don't really realize how far I'm in the book, but I just read so much faster. So I've really been enjoying it. I also got myself a little setup, the little like bed, like Kindle holder setup with like a little like remote to like turn the pages, and I am peak like book girly bed rotting era. Like I'm at this peak, like this is a very like slow and calm like time of the year for me. Like it's always like this, like January, February, March is always like very slow. Like this is usually where I get a lot of reading done because it's winter, it's gray, it's sad and dark outside, and all I want to do is honestly read. And so I am really, you know, embracing this time of the year that I usually hate and I'm really depressed in, to read and do things that I love, which is reading. Anyways, I'm actually 60% in Once Upon a Broken Heart. I started it on Thursday and we are Sunday. I read a lot yesterday. My friend and I went to a coffee shop in New York, and she worked. I just read. It was really nice. I read also at night, and today is also just reading. So I am on chapter 35, and so far I really like it. It's really easy to read. That's what I'll say. Like it's really whimsical, and it's really giving fairy tale, and again, it's really easy to read. To me, it is kind of obvious what's gonna happen at the end, or like I kind of feel like I know where the story is going, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it is easy for me to read. And after reading House of Flame and Shadows, to be honest, that's really the kind of book that I needed. It's not boring, and it's not like childish, but it's good and easy to read, and that I really love. And honestly, that's why I've gotten so much of it done already, is because I just like, I keep reading like another chapter and another chapter and another chapter. I love the world of it. It's, to me, it's Alice in Wonderland meets The Cruel Prince. I love the like whimsical aspect of it. That reminds me a lot actually of The Cruel Prince, in the way that like it is like a fantasy world with like fantasy aspect of it, but not everything is perfect and not everything is great about it. Like people are mean and people are dangerous, like Carden was, Jack is. They actually, like, when I read like parts of Jack, I'm like, he reminds me so much of Carden, and I honestly love it. So far he's definitely my favorite character, and of course I have a little crushy crush on him, but it's giving like we're supposed to. I can definitely see where it's going. To me, I feel like Evangeline is gonna end up with him. It's very much giving enemies to lovers, but I just love how it is. Like, hey friends, it's Monday and I am almost done with Once Upon a Broken Heart. I love this book. I think, I don't know if I'm gonna go straight away into the second one, because when I love a book and I know there is multiple book in the series, like if it's a series or duology, whatever, if there's more than one book and I love the first one, I usually wait a little bit, because I don't want to like finish too fast. So I don't know if I want to read, because I'm definitely going to be done today. I have like, I think 40 minutes left of the book, so I'm finishing it today. I don't know if I want to read the second one next, but it's so good. I love Jax. He reminds me so much of Carden. I love him. Again, like, he just, like, when I read him, I'm like, oh, like him and Carden, I feel like would be best friends, or they would hate each other because they're too similar. It's like one of those two where, like, when people are so similar, it's either they love each other or they hate each other, because, like, I don't know. Anyways, I love this book, and I'm so glad I finally decided to read it after, like, because so many people have been telling me to read it for so many years. I think it's one of my sister's favorites, and she's been telling me to read it, and I was always like, oh no, I didn't like Harville, like I don't think I'll like Once Upon a Broken Heart. But again, like, it's so different. If you didn't like Harville, give it a chance, because again, like, I am one who, again, I didn't hate Carvel, but I didn't love it, and I didn't read the next books of Carvel, and yet I love Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I think it's definitely worth reading, especially during this like February Valentine's Day vibe. It's very like, I don't know, like what's the word in English, wanting the like yawn, like I found my words, the longing in this book, the yearning, longing is insane. And that's not a spoiler, because I think I am keeping this spoiler free. No, I'm not keeping this spoiler free, but just like the, like, again, yearning, longing, Evangeline's like unintentional longing for Jax is insane, and it's just what I wanted. Literally, like, I wish every book that I read was like this, because it's clearly unintentional. Like, again, like, I'm 80%, I'm 90% in. I just reached the 90% of the book. Let me check. I have 40 minutes left. I just reached like the last 10%. Yeah, I'm exactly 90% in chapter 50. And she's only starting to like kind of realize that she's like longing for him, and that he may not be that cruel, you know what I mean? She's at that point where like she just realized that Marcel might be the one behind everything, like behind like killing Apollo and like behind everything, and she just made a antidote, and she's in Wolf Hall trying to like give it to Apollo, and she just bumped into Marcel, and it's just after that, and Evangeline just told her, she's like, I think you're the one who tried to kill me and Apollo, and who killed Apollo. This is the end of chapter 44, but like that part where like Jax like got bitten by Luke and was like turning into a vampire, that was like peak. I don't know, because I don't know if I would consider this an enemies to lovers, which I do think it is, but like it was peak, like I want you but I can't have you and I shouldn't have you. It was so good, and I low-key I really hope, I know they're gonna end up together, it's really obvious, but I low-key hope that they don't end up together at the end of this book, so that next book it's still a little bit of like, again, this like I want you but I can't have you, because that's so good. It's written so well, like again, Evangeline's inner thoughts and Jack's like dialogue, especially when again like he was turning into a vampire. I was like, oh, I couldn't stop reading last night. I went to bed so late because I was ending a chapter and I was like, no, I've got to keep reading, I've got to keep reading, I've got to keep reading. I almost skipped class today to keep reading to finish this book. Hello everyone, it is Tuesday, February 12th, 13th. Yeah, February 13th. And it is actually late. It is 5 p.m. I really planned on like vlogging today, but I've been having the absolute worst headache for the entire day. It literally has not stopped. It's like right here and it like comes in my eyes. But yeah, so I really wanted to like do like a whole little reading vlog today because no class, and I literally stayed inside the entire day. An hour ago I did go outside for a little bit because I was like, oh, maybe my headache is also related to being like inside. It helped a little bit, but it's so bad, it's still there. But yeah, I did read though. Like I like spent a little bit of time like doing work that I had to do because it's still like, you know, now snow days don't exist anymore. Now it's like asynchronous day, but I did a little bit of work and I read, and I am 35% in. I'm on chapter 17. I love it. It's such a great trilogy. I love Jax. I feel like this entire vlog is just gonna be me saying I love Jax, but he's so great. Like I love him. I really don't know where the story is going. Of course I know that like somehow Jax and Evangeline are gonna end up together, like that I know, but otherwise I really don't know where the story is going now. Like in the first book, I really thought I could see what was gonna happen, and at the beginning of this book I was like, okay, maybe this is gonna happen, and then I was like, oh my god, like she was turned into, like she got bitten by the vampire to like kill her, but then Apollo is like awake now, but now there is a curse on her. Now she has like the curse of the archer on her. It's like so many things are happening, but it's like, how can I explain? It's like, it's not overwhelming. It is a tiny bit overwhelming because I will say like things jump back and forth. Like for example, like Luke being a vampire is a thing, but like Luke being the new crown prince is like, I'm still at the beginning of the book, but like, is it gonna add anything to the story, or was it just like little plot twists that added nothing? You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things happening. I like to think that everything has a purpose, because so far everything that has happened has had a purpose. But yeah, I don't know if what I just said made sense, but yeah, a lot of things are happening. Tiny bit overwhelming just because I'm like, I feel like every single chapter there's a plot twist. Like literally I feel like every single chapter something like insane happens, and I'm like which also honestly I also kind of love, because it keeps me I keep wanting to read. Like I finish a chapter and I'm not like, oh, I'm putting down my Kindle. I'm like, no, I've got to keep going. I'm gonna read now. One thing though that I'm really disappointed with is that the second book I got it on Kindle like it's from the Kindle store. It doesn't have the map, it doesn't have like the letter. The first book used to have like little chapter decoration, and like whenever there was a letter, it was like it is in the physical book. And the second book doesn't have all of that. I do have the dyslexia font on because I have dyslexia and I generally love reading with this font on, but I'm so disappointed. So I don't think it's because of the font. Let me check. No, it is not because of the fonts. So it's Wednesday and I actually ended up not really reading yesterday. After I read during the day, but like at night I was exhausted. I like started reading, I think I read like 2 chapters, and then I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of scared because I'm already 50% in that book and I am scared that it's gonna go by too fast because I'm really enjoying it, and I just don't want it to end. So it's 1 a.m. and Jack just called. He just called Evangeline. I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm by myself. It's 1 a.m. but Jax just called Evangeline love. Again, like the longing, the yearning in this book is insane. Oh my god. I think this is the best book I've read since 2021. I'm not kidding. I think this is the best book I've read since reading like Akatar. Oh my god. 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 So it is Thursday and Alexa, quelle heure est-il?
Il est 16h05.
It is 4 p.m. and I just read a few chapters. I didn't read a lot because I'm trying to pace myself. I do not want to finish this book too fast. I love it. Like, I love it in a way, like, I'm not trying to compare just because, like, it's not comparable because it's really not the same type of story, but I haven't felt like this about, like, a book series ever since I read Akatar. And, like, I love reading Throne of Glass, and, like, Throne of Glass is, like, amazing. One of my favorite book series. And, again, not comparing it to it, but it's just, like, the feeling that, like, I have, like, in my chest and, like, the like anticipation and like oh, it's so good. So I'm really like trying to pace myself because I read the first one so fast and I'm reading this one so fast. Like, it's not been a week since I started. No, it's been exactly a week since I started the first one and I'm already on like almost done with the second one, which is really not me, but again, that really says how much I love a book. But yeah, I'm at the part where Jack took her to Holo, his like childhood home. It's still a little bit unclear, but she has a truth stone and she's been using it, asking him question, and he hasn't realized yet that, I mean, he didn't realize like right away that she had the truth stone, and he realized and he's like mad and he took it from her and he left and she shouted at him. She was like, why do you want to open the arch? And he like couldn't control himself and he said, I don't want to open it at all. And I'm like, what? So that's exactly where I stopped. It's so good. How I wish I had the physical book because the way I would annotate this is insane. Yeah, I love it. So it is Saturday, the 17th, question mark? And I just finished The Ballad of Never After. And when I tell you that I audibly gasped, because like often I'm like, oh, I gasped, but it's like I mentally gasped or like I mentally screamed. This book, oh my god, like I oh my god, it's not over. Wait, well, it says the end. She's dead. And then, okay, let me read the end. A torment scream pierced the night like a blade. The sky bled and darkness fell instead of stars, easing lights across the magnificent north. The story curves that touched most northern tales and Ballad watched. No, there's no way she's dead. No, please. This is actually like so sad.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to feel. I am really glad that I don't have to wait on a cliffhanger like this, not knowing that there was a third book, because I just went on like Reddit and everything, and apparently when the second book came out, people didn't know if there was going to be a third book. That would have like sent me into a spiral, because I already went into a spiral this afternoon. But not knowing if there was going to be a third book would have literally like that would have been really bad for me. I don't know how I would have felt. Oh, I don't know if I should read the third one right away. But I did it because I didn't want it to end. That's my thing. Like, I get so attached to books. I get so attached to the characters and the world that I just don't want it to end. So this is why I don't want to read it right away, because I don't want to read the last book because I don't want it to end. So yeah, what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna read Legendary and Final, because I mean, I've been spoiled. I know that the sister Scarletta or Donatella, I can't remember which one is which, but I know that the younger sister was supposed to be Jack's true love. So, you know, I got that point spoiled, but I feel like I should still read them. My sister told me I should still read them, and I do trust my sister. So I did also read the Jack's special chapter in the Barnes Noble edition. Not that I have it yet physical, but I found it on Twitter. And I'm actually really confused, because I really thought that having a Jack's chapter from his POV would confirm that like this whole time he's been trying to hide his feeling to Evangeline to save her, but it doesn't look like it. Granted, it's at the beginning of the book. It's like when Evangeline finds out that Jax is the one who put Apollo to like sleep and like all of that. So but he's still like so cruel to her, and like in his mind he's like, no, like I don't like her. Like he's like, I am really surprised. Low-key wish I had not read it, because now I'm like, does he actually like her or does he not? just like the idea of finishing this book with this massive of a cliffhanger, again, like would have sent me into like in a spiral. This is a spoiler vlog, so she got all of her memories of Jax erased, and like then when I went on whatever Reddit and like I was looking at people's opinion, because I was like, I like looking at other people's opinion. I was on Reddit and I saw someone being like, yo, we forgot about the letter. And I was like, oh, the fucking letter is still in her room at Wolf Hall, is that how it's called? Like her Apple's castle, basically. And she's gonna go back and she's gonna see that, and she's actually gonna think that Jax is her enemy and that he's manipulated her, which I know he has. Oh, this is one of those books where I so incredibly wish it was a double POV, because again, like I'm so, but at the same time I love not knowing. Like it does, like when, because at this point I really do think that Jax do love her and everything. Like here's my thing, I think that the way this is gonna end is that Jax is gonna realize that she is his true love, and that he can kiss her without killing her, and he's gonna use her last kiss to make her kiss him. Although is that like the author, whatever her name is, for Stephanie, I think is her name, she's made all of this really like like there's consent and everything all throughout the book, so I'm not scared of like that kiss not being like consensual, of course. But although I don't know, we'll see when we get there. But I think that this is what's gonna happen. Like Jax is gonna be like, oh, you have to kiss me, that's like, that is your last kiss, or whatever, it's inside or outside, but whatever. I think that's gonna be like the last kiss is gonna be for him. I think that I'm gonna end this vlog now, and I will do a final, like a vlog dedicated to A Curse of True Love, because I think that that will be really interesting. So you know what, I'm gonna use this video to like tell you my prediction. And I know nothing about the ending because I haven't gotten any spoiled. Like I'm not on Once Upon a Broken Heart TikTok. I've seen like fan arts, but I cannot place if they were fan arts from the Ballad of Never After or not, because to me they seemed like they were, but they could not be, because I haven't really seen any like scene based fan arts. They were more like just like the two of them in general, and I've seen like a quote spoiler, which is pretty important. I've seen like he'd loved her, he rewrote history or something like that. So I don't know. So here's what I think is gonna happen. Apollo is not who we think he is. Even after like taking Evangeline's memory, I think that if you haven't read Jack's POV, like extra chapter, you still don't realize. But basically, spoiler alert if you haven't read it, in Jack's POV, he's like, he says, and I quote, but not a really quote, like she doesn't know who Apollo is, or like he says something like, I'll put it right here, like I'll write it on the screen, like something in the lines of like, she has no idea who Apollo is, or like I hate him. He says that he doesn't like him and that he doesn't trust him, basically. And he's gonna make Jax look like the villain, and he's gonna like raise Evangeline against Jax. And you know, with the letter that Evangeline has, it's gonna make it even worse, because like she doesn't know, like she forgot everything that happens basically in this book and even the book before. So all she's gonna find, it's like her husband is gonna tell her like, oh, this Jude, this, all of those things to you, like he's probably gonna tell her that he's the reason why she doesn't have memories, and the villain, like he's gonna really become the villain, the true villain, and he's gonna like turn Evangeline against Jax, Jax is just gonna try and get Evangeline back, or at least like not really try and get her back, because I really think that Jax has Evangeline's best at heart. Like I really think that like he wants her best and he wants her to be happy and like live, and that is why he like, I think that's why he's always been so cold towards her. I think that at the beginning it's because like he's a fate and whatever, but I think that like once he started realizing he had feelings for her, or that he might suspect that she is his true love, because I think that's what it is. I think Jax is suspecting that Evangeline is his true love, that she's yet another fox, because I forgot about that. Oh my god, I just read the book, but I forgot that like he's the archer, but like whatever, like he's like, he thinks he loves her, but he wants to protect her because he doesn't want to kill her and he doesn't want to like ruin her life. So that's why he's been so cold. So I think that Jax he's gonna try to at least like save her from Apollo, but not to have her, but just to like save her. And I'm really hoping, knocking on wood, that he's gonna find a way to bring back her memory. For some reasons, I have the vibe that Jax is not gonna be a fate anymore. I don't know if, and I just realized that, but I don't know if like the cost of him using the stones, the like arch stones, and when Honora was like, oh, the it's gonna like take something of great like importance to you in exchange for this, and he was like I don't care. Like I wonder if that like he got transformed into a human again, or if it's gonna be like in the next book. But I don't know why I have such a feeling that somehow Jax is gonna become human again. He's gonna be transformed back into a human. And maybe, what if Evangeline's kissing him, his one true love kissing him, was his way of becoming a human again? He would be like cured of being a fate. Follow me on social media, on my book Instagram and on TikTok. My TikTok is mostly book talk, but I also post random TikToks like about my dogs and literally random stuff, but it's mostly book talk. I also have Thread, which is the like Twitter of Instagram, and I post like updates like all the time on it, like of my current read. I use Thread as like my reading journal, so whatever I'm reading, it contains spoilers, so be aware of that. But I always post whatever book I'm reading, so you know what spoilers are ahead. But like I post like random updates, so follow me on those social media, and I'll see you for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.